Welcome to this episode of Altitude. This show is all about you and what you can learn from others that are in the professions of science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. Today we have a great lineup. We have great persons here on the show. We have an electrical engineer student from St. Cloud, one of Minnesota State colleges and universities. We have an enterprise network account manager from Comcast Business. And we have the black tech guy, and you know that's going to be 3 great interviews today. So we hope that you enjoyed today's show, and we hope that you continue to watch Altitude in the future, and please press like and subscribe. With me today is Chikio Richmond. How are you doing, Chikio?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing wonderful. Wonderful. Good to have you here.
Thank you. It's good to be here.
Yeah. So I know we have a lot to talk about in such a short period of time, but our basic concept here is to understand how you as a technologist and entrepreneur and business person and working in corporate America to share your information with our students. And so the high school students and the adults that'll be re-entering into the work world will get a chance to see you and hear from you. And we thank you for taking the time out of your super busy schedule to be with us.
You are very welcome.
So, let's see. Let's start with what do you do? Share a little bit about yourself. What do you do today?
Yeah, so today, for my day job, I work for Comcast Business. I am an enterprise account executive. That is a fancy way of saying that I consult and service mid to large size enterprise clients on their network infrastructure, providing connectivity, security appliances, routers, switches, anything that transports data.
So that's pretty nerdy, if you don't mind me saying that. Not to embarrass you or anything, but you're pretty techie. That's good. So that's what you do. Do you have any other businesses or any other ventures?
I do. So my personal venture, I am a business owner. I own a sober housing business called Betty's Healing Homes, where we house women who are going through intensive outpatient programming.
Okay.
We just opened our second house June 3rd.
That's incredible.
Yes, and now are up to servicing 16 women here in the Twin Cities.
Wow, so you give through corporate America, you give through the community. That's fantastic. So here you are today, sitting in the studios of Altitude. How did you ever envision yourself being here at this space and this time in terms of where you're at with your career and giving back to the community? Maybe you can share a little bit about your education and that pathway.
Okay. So to answer the first part of that, no, I didn't. And so my path into technology was a little bit different. It wasn't your traditional story where I graduated high school. I did go to college, but at that time did not know what direction I wanted to go. I actually became pregnant after my freshman year in college, and so here I was with a child and taking care of a family, and actually entered into technology through a communications company in their small business sector when I was about 22, 23 years old. And so at that time, to work in telecommunications meant that you still were getting a baseline education about technology. And so doing that for a while, really just trying to make ends meet, I fell in love with technology and decided that this is what I want to do. This is the field that I want to be in, and moved into pursuing my Cisco certification. So I'm actually certified in network routing and switching. And I'm still in school today studying cybersecurity, virtualization, and forensics. So I still haven't grown up all the way. I'm still learning. And that's because technology is ever changing. And that's the beauty of it, is that there's so many different facets of IT that, you could be in school for 15 years and still there's things that you don't know about it.
Sure. And all the certifications that you listed, that's wonderful, because I think I connected through your schooling with Minnesota State and some of the recent classes that you took. So that's actually pretty incredible, the certifications, and then moving in, now you're an enterprise account manager. All right. So that's the education path, if you will. And are there any next steps for you in terms of your career, taking your education and where you're at today?
Yes, absolutely. So the next step for me in my daytime career, I am, like I said, pursuing a certificate in cybersecurity virtualization forensics. I want to veer more into security. So looking at getting another Cisco certification in security, like the
Okay.
next level up, which would be a CCNP, and then moving on to potentially a CCIE. I'm career pathing into engineering. So I would like to be a
Okay.
network engineer and possibly look at being a security architect.
Fantastic. That's beautiful. I know that the students and everybody are like, what were all the acronyms? So we'll probably have to cue the producer to put up all the names of what all those things mean. So I might need to, you need to write those down before you go so we can share those. But
I'd be
the
happy
CC is a
to.
Cisco certified, so I got that part of it. We'll go on and move on past that. So now you have this great education, all these certifications. You've got a great career. You've started a business, which we'll dabble a little bit into that later. But from lifestyle, so we always want the students to know that after you work hard, you play hard, you go to school, and obviously being in cybersecurity and anything into forensics is a very nice salary, a nice income that you can,
Yes.
design for yourself. And that's a great vision. I applaud you for that. But now that you can have all this money and have all this money, what do you do for lifestyle? What do you do for fun? I mean, what makes you tick?
Oh,
What do you like to
wow.
do?
Well, what makes me tick? So, in my personal time, I like to work out. I'm actually a two-time champ. I'm a strongman competitor.
What?
Yes, the USS Strongman Federation. So, I lift a lot of heavy weights.
Yep.
It's what keeps me grounded. It's what helps me mentally so that I can be
Sure.
prepared to do all these other things that I do. And of course, spending time with my loved ones, giving back to them is definitely like top of my list. So,
Absolutely, absolutely. So you said two-time strongman competition.
yes,
right?
two-time champ.
All right. So you're a busy person. You've had the previous 2 years. I think you had indicated that with all the things going on, you have many choices. What current path are you on, and what are you investing now your personal time besides strength in yourself? What other things are you investing in going forward?
Sure. So things that I'm investing in, I'm very much so invested in the community. So with my sober housing business, some of the things that I like to incorporate for the ladies, we have like a community night. I'm looking at reaching out to local leaders and local experts in different industries to come in and speak to the ladies and provide them with some resources, be it like financial education, be it health and wellness, and those different things. I'm also looking to partner with people to give back to our youth. So looking at programming where we can reach out to youth and be able to mentor them, educate them, and let them know that there are people that look like them, specifically young girls of color. So I think that's where you and I probably met a little bit too there,
Yep.
just trying to understand how we can give back to the community, especially young girls, people of color. So
Yeah, yeah. And I know recently we started an initiative with maybe about a dozen young women, practitioners that are technology and engineering and a range of STEM different disciplines to help a particular group of young ladies to get into maybe more of a recognition track or through the NC WIT aspirations. And we can post those pictures as we edit the show. But is there anything else, any particular piece of advice that you would give a young woman or young man and just a young person in general? What would you tell them if they, had kind of an inkling for getting into network? Like, what created that inspiration in you to pursue that, and then how would you frame that for the young person?
the way that I would frame that for a young person today, the best advice I can give them is to believe in yourself and believe in what you do. Sometimes I think that we have these ideas or we have these inklings, and because maybe everyone around us isn't doing that thing, or when we explain to people what that thing is that we're interested in, maybe sometimes we're ridiculed for it. Don't give up. Don't give up. Keep telling your story, keep talking to people, do your research, and you will find like-minded people, or you will find people that will build you up and will help you out. And stay true to your passion, right? Stay true to your passion. If that's what ignites you, if that's what excites you, keep going, no matter how hard that it gets.
Absolutely, that grit and perseverance to lead
Right.
to success. Fantastic. Well, we thank you for being on the show today. Thank you for taking your time out, and we hope to keep tabs with you, and maybe you can bring some of your colleagues back through the Aspirations Initiative and share that this fall.
I would love to. Thank you for having me.